Hello everyone, my name is Kevin Clay, and welcome to a brand new video. This is part 2 of me showing off my brand new Fakemon designs based off of Brazil. And the last video actually got quite a lot of support from friends, family, even new people to the channel, so I think that's pretty cool. And it definitely encourages me to keep on doing all this stuff. And I've tried to make some improvements with my designs, but there's still some things I need to work up on. But last time we stopped at Sloth-themed and Sloth-Kano because those were the last designs I actually made. But after that, I made some more designs. So here we have the first of the designs that I've made. This one's Spotalek, and this one's Jagtrick. They're based off of Jaguars, and they have electric abilities. They have the electric type, I mean. And I'm thinking about giving Jagtrick the dark type, because he seems kind of evil. But the reason why I like these two so much is that for the first time, my Pokemon are standing on 4 legs. I made this a point in my last video, but like practically each Pokemon I made either was standing on 2 legs or had no legs at all. I made it into like a bit of a joke, but now I finally... Oh, spoilers! But now I finally get the chance to make a Pokemon that does stand on 4 legs like an actual animal. Wow! But anyway, I like this design, but I think it's time to move on. So, as you probably just already seen, because it got spoiled, this is Roadkill and Alarit. Roadkill is a combination of roadkill and crocodile, and Alarit is a combination of alligator and spirit. Now, these are actually ghost types, in case you couldn't tell, and they're based off of Roadkill. And it's a pretty gross concept, you know, a Pokemon based off of Roadkill, but I think I incorporated the Roadkill aspect into the design pretty well. Like, they gave off this more flat vibe, and I incorporated tire tracks into the design. Same with this one. You can see the tire tracks right here, tire tracks right there. And overall, they basically just act like normal alligators, you know? I'm pretty sure there's alligators in Brazil, right? Yeah, I think so. Alright, let's not question it. Okay, so here we have poison and electric frogs. We have Froxic, a combination of frog and toxic. Lazap, a combination of lazy and zap. And then we have Electribit, combination of electric and rivet. Now, there's not much to say about these designs. They're kind of basic. They're based off of the poison tree frogs, I think, that use colors like purple and yellow to signal that they're poisonous. But I also wanted to take the opportunity to incorporate the color yellow's association with lightning and thunder and all that, and kind of incorporated it into their ability, which is being poisonous and controlling lightning and all that. So yeah, I do like these designs, especially Lazap. I think I definitely put a lot more personality into like how exaggerated the arms are and how he's just kind of lazy. He's just sitting there all the time. But overall, there's not really much to say about these guys, so we're going to be moving on. Okay, so here we have yet another ghost type trio. Here we have the first one. It's based off of an arrow, which in ancient times, well, not ancient times, but back in the old days, people used bows and arrows to attack trespassers, specifically in Southern America. Like, they were the most common weapon that people used. So since these are like ancient weapons and such, I kind of wanted to make it like haunted by the spirits of those ancient people. So this arrow one evolves into basically an arrow hitting a target, but the target is one giant eye. Yeah, I don't know what I was really going for with this one, but I do like this one quite a bit. I don't know what its name should be, but it's like a bow and arrow thing, and I try to make the bow more like a jaw, just to make it a bit more intimidating and more like scary. I don't know, but I think its gimmick is shooting the arrow part with the bow part to attack foes, which I think is a pretty interesting concept. But yeah, that's all I have to really say about these guys. Alright, so these two are based off of what am I saying? These two are based off of a Brazilian urban legend about a kid with, I think, red hair who lived in ancient times and haunts forests. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. But basically, what he does is he wears a necklace. He usually has a spear, and I didn't really incorporate a spear into this design, but I did incorporate the necklace for both designs. And he also wears leaves around his waist, which I did incorporate in the design. These are fighting types, despite the fact that their origin is practically a ghost. In fact, this one looks kind of creepy, but that's only because his face is actually inside of a coconut. And that's kind of a common trope with ancient rebels, I guess. Like, remember those things in Moana where there were a bunch of coconut guys that were attacking Moana and Maui and all that? That's basically what I was trying to go for here. But whenever the coconut cracks, it turns into this, and it grows like this big mane, and apparently the mane was inside the coconut the whole time. So yeah, not really a great design, I wouldn't say. I think it's a bit too similar to other designs I've made, like Claw Jocks. And I don't think it was necessary for it to be standing, but since it's based off of a human, I think it makes sense for it to be more humanoid, you know. But I think that's enough talking about this one. So here is another one based off of a Brazilian myth, Brazilian urban legend, that basically involves a horse with a flaming head. Yeah, that's really weird, huh? But actually, I want to mix things up, and instead of making it a head that's on fire, I wanted it to make a head that was frozen in ice. So it's an ice type instead of a fire type. So this one, I don't have a name for it. I'll come up with something. Its head is covered in an ice crystal that it uses to protect itself. It does make it run kind of slower, but it is used to defend itself. So here we have its evolution, which more or less has the ice covering its pre-evolution as more of a it's more of like a backdrop to its actual face, because now you get to see its actual face. It's kind of like the other one where its face was hiding until it evolves. And I think I like this design a lot more than the other one, specifically because it's another four-legged creature, you know. I do like this design, yeah. So here's one based off of a very popular location in Brazil. It's called the Brazilian Cathedral, I do believe. Now this one's called Dracoon, combination of the words dragon and cocoon. And it's kind of hiding in the little cathedral area. You could kind of see its head popping out. Not a crazy design or anything. But then here we have Drathedral, a combination of the words dragon and cathedral. The cathedral pattern is around its neck, and you could see different patterns resembling the Cathedral all over its body. It even has a little spear for a tail. And overall, I really like this design. It's more serpent-like. They're both steel dragon types, which I think is a very cool typing. It's not the pseudo-legendary of the generation. I think I'm going to make an even stronger dragon type for this generation. But yeah, I do think that the execution on these two designs were pretty well executed. Okay, so here we have the second request Pokemon. The first one was, I do believe, the one based off of the Japanese urban legend about a wall yokai. But here we have a short-tailed possum, which was requested by... Shoot, hold on, let me check. Okay, so these were requested by Liam the Beehem 999 Gamer. Kind of a long name, but either way, these were requested by him, and I think this was a very, very cool idea, so thank you for requesting that, Liam. Basically, these are psychic types, and they're based off of short-tailed possum. I already said that, but they live in South Africa. Well, known for living in South Africa, which is where Brazil is at. So, you know, I think, you know, for a psychic possum, these are pretty alright designs. I still need to come up with names for them. In fact, I need to come up with names for a lot of these, but that'll eventually come soon, so yeah. Now, I do believe after these, we move on to the legendary Pokemon. Now, do keep in mind that these may or may not be the final actual designs for the legendaries, because they aren't incredible or anything, but I do think that they're pretty alright, I guess. Oh, skip this one. Alright, so here we have the first legendary. He is unnamed, but I do believe he's based off of the pangolin, which is known for having a very, very large amount of scales. And it's more like an armadillo than anything. But I kind of took that concept and turned it into a giant dragon that like kind of rules over the region. And I do think the wings do make it look kind of better, kind of more cool. And I do think that I could probably improve much more on this design. I think the feet kind of look out of place. But I mean, other than that, pretty alright. So next up, here we have a Pokemon based off of the Brazilian urban legend about... Hold on, I'm sorry, I'm bad at remembering these urban legends, but it's basically about a bull that has many colors on it, and it's basically used at parades. You might have seen a couple of piñatas about it, and sorry, I'm zoning out. Basically, this is the second legendary. He's kind of a rival against the paladin one. He has 3 big tails, kind of like spears, and he looks kind of scary too. So whichever one you like more, just let me know down in the comments, I guess. Alright, here's the third legendary. If these are seeming kind of incomplete, that's probably because they are pretty incomplete. This is kind of a basic one-dimensional design. This is kind of like the one that kind of finishes off the trio, you know? Like the Rayquaza of this generation, you know? I think after this is the final Pokemon for today, which is actually the third request from someone, from Nico Chuchanis, hope I'm pronouncing that right, who who's actually very inspired by this content, which is, in my opinion, awesome. It's crazy to think that I inspire people. But yeah, these are based off of llamas. Now, Nico's idea for this was I can make it more based off of South America as a whole and have more countries involved. Now, I think that's a very cool and interesting concept, and of course, there are many Pokemon in this generation that have had inspirations from just South Africa in general. There are jaguars, anteaters, foxes, but most of it's based off of Brazil specifically. And in my opinion, there's a lot of very cool and interesting stuff in Brazil to the point where there's enough content relating to Brazil where I can make an entire region out of it. Now, what he says is I can have a llama Pokemon for Peru. And I think that's a great idea. I think I should definitely have some Pokemon represent other parts of South America. But overall, I kind of just want it to be just kind of about Brazil, because I think that's a very cool and interesting place. But yeah, so those were all my designs. I have made some improvements. I do think that they kind of stand out more from the rest. And yeah, I think that's about it. Have a good day. Hope things are going well. And see you in the next one. Bye-bye.